Hi, I'm Phil Rude, and this is my 100 Days of Making Comics, days 61 through 65. It is a Monday morning. This is my regular day off from my day job. It's the start of spring break for my wife and kids. So we've got a full house. It is the day after St. Patrick's Day. I am a teetotaler, so I am not living in that haze of the post-St. Patrick's Day hangover. And to top it off, we got something of a cold front coming through. I live in South Florida, and for us to have some cool weather in March is a really welcome cherry on top. It's just a beautiful day, and I just kind of want to gush about that for a minute. I'm showing in this video the ink work I did this morning. I am probably going to do some thumbnailing and planning out. I am rewriting and going to redraw a couple of pages of this story because I thought of a better way for it to go. So it just is one of those things where it's sort of like, do I move all the pieces around and shake up everything, or do I just get it done? And frankly, I want to put my best foot forward with my writing at this point and say that say that I want to put the best version of this forward. There's the saying that perfect is the enemy of done, and that is a saying I tend to agree with more often than not, that a lot of times just getting the thing done and getting it shipped is preferable to tweaking it forever or simply never drawing your comic. You know, we hear about people who make excuses for not drawing their comics ever because they are constantly like, well, my art's not where I want it to be, and I can't get this script to line up perfectly. And in that way, I think that striving for perfection really does a lot to snuff out actual productivity. But in this case, I think I can get, it'll add a few days on to, finishing up this story, but it will be better for it. And it's not like I'm obsessing over every detail. If that was the case, I would be constantly shredding and redrawing pages because there is something on every page that I draw, every image that I draw, that I am unhappy with, that I can't unsee. Sometimes it stops me from looking at it because just this little imperfection jumps out at me. But if I obsessed over it to the point that I let it stop me from putting things out, I would never put things out. So that's my plans for today at the art desk. In between doing these kinds of things, to get back around to what our weather is like, I don't want to sit here and go, well, what's the weather like in your, that's not great conversation. But I do want to talk about what it allows me to do. Summertime in Florida is just stifling heat. I know everybody likes to come to Florida and visit the beach. If you are a theme park person, you like to come do that, and that's a big deal. You come down and everybody plays here. But when you live here and you work outside in it all day, there is something just crippling about the July and August heat here. So right now, we're coming out of our winter, which is really beautiful weather. And like I said, we're sort of getting our last gasp of a cold front coming through, which gives us a really nice day outside. And I think I'm going to take advantage of that. I'm going to go out, get a little bit of yard work done, chop a little bit of wood, maybe burn some of my old tree again. Sort of just enjoy being outside for the day and tie off some tree trimmings. And I may go to the nature preserve in a little while and walk the trail, because there's just something about being outside on a beautiful day that really sort of resets me from all the hectic daily life. We, as a when I say we in terms of artists and creative people as a species, tend to be kind of indoor kids. I think we spend a lot of time at the desk. We spend a lot of time hunkered down. Tend to be a little bit introverted. And so you're kind of a loner sometimes. And I think it's important to get outside, to remember that there is an outside, and to I know everybody doesn't enjoy it the same way I do, but it's good to get outside and take a break from the desk. I think we have a tendency to burn ourselves out if we go unchecked. The older I get, the better I am at taking these breaks. And today, I think, is going to be a really good one to take. Being introverted has a lot to do with getting your energy from sort of alone time, and just being able to chill out in a quiet room by yourself. I have a tendency to go work outside and get a lot from that. If I'm out there by myself, I may take a break in the backyard, sit down and meditate by the tree stump. It is straight up hippie nonsense, and it's, I think, leading to me being the strange dude on the block. But it really is, like I said, when you reset yourself from being outside. When I come back in and I sit at the desk, I'll be ready to sit at the desk. I'll be eager to get some work done. And these kind of breaking ups of the day, I think, can really help a lot in terms of making, how do I want to word this? Helping you remember to enjoy what we do in terms of your craft. In getting wrapped up with deadlines, in getting wrapped up with looking at the amount of work there is to be done. I mean, seriously, if you write your story, just writing your story out is one thing. And then looking at it in terms of, I have 15, 20, 22, 30 pages to draw. That is daunting. And it feels like I've got to get this done, and I've got to chain myself to the desk to get this done. And before long, I think we are feeling like it's a chore. This thing that we like to do is all of a sudden a chore that we're racing the clock for. And I really think it's important to get away from that mindset if we are to keep going with this. So getting outside, getting away from your desk, taking a break, getting work done every day, but also knowing how to balance. I have an earlier video about balance. And I just think that's so important in terms of enjoying what we do. Marshall Lee, who does his channel is Marsh Makes Comics. He has a recent video about whether or not there's money in comics, and I recommend you check it out because a lot of the consensus is yes, you can make some money with comics. You can make it your job. You can do, but I think where a lot of people came out is, and I don't want to speak for everybody. A lot of what it made me realize, yes, there is money to be made in creative work. But if money is your focus, there's a lot easier ways to do it. I mean, there's a lot more secure and sure-footed ways to do it. If all you want to do is make money, you can go to business school, you can get a job that you don't enjoy, but pays well. In the corporate world, not that you can't enjoy one of those jobs, but, if money's your focus, you're not really maybe picky about what you do. You just want to make some money, and there's surefire ways to do that. In creative work, I think the tendency is that we do this because we enjoy doing it above all else. There is money to be made, but it maybe isn't the primary focus. And so I think a lot of times we need to remember that the primary focus of creative work is that we enjoy doing it. It's why we started doing it in the first place. I'm starting to talk in a circle, and I'm starting to repeat, I think, what I said in my balance video. So right now I am going to wrap this up, and I am going to post it to YouTube and then probably go outside for most of the day and find my balance, find my other foot to stand on for a little while, and be ready to come back and hit the desk again later today and tomorrow, and sort of keep that balance. The weather, like I said, South Florida, cold front, hey, that really helps me get outside. And I recommend you guys find your way outside too. Shake off that green beer hangover or whatever you got going on today. And, go get some fresh air. In the meantime, I'm going to shameless plug my comic and say, read The Adventures of Professor Whiskers. It is online webtoon. And let me know what you do to find, to keep your fire burning and to keep your passion for what we do alive. Do you go outside? Do you knit? Do you, rock climb? Whatever it is, go to the gym. How do you keep yourself from burning out at the art desk? What's your counterbalance? Anyway, to keep myself from closing the circle I'm talking in, I am going to take off, and let me know what you think in the comments. I will talk to you guys later.